Next game that we have, another kind of close game and controversial game, was the Chiefs versus the Raiders. The Chiefs came out on top, 30-29, and took care of business. And Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce just had a stellar game. I don't think we've seen something like that for.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to talk about this game, but to start it out, I mean, yeah, just the offense
The
that the
offense was
Chiefs had going in this game, in a tight one, mind
right.
you, right? But the offense that they had going, it was great to see. Travis Kelce, puts in 4 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Um, yeah, I mean, look, it, you know, who knows what do you do? What do you do against this team, right? You do everything you can. They start off very very slow,
Right.
right? The Raiders get up to a nice lead early. The Chiefs are able to kind of cut into it before the half, and then second half
They just
they
exploded.
yeah they keep exploding and they keep making plays. The Raiders, you know, credits to them as well. They were able to make some real timely plays, right? Um, that one late touchdown to Devontae Adams was,
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look, Adams splits the defense, gets open, throws his hand up, and Derek
Makes it
Carr is
crazy.
able to step in up in the pocket and put it right on him. Like he barely has to turn around, the ball just falls right in his hand, and he makes the play. I mean, just
It doesn't get any better than
picture
that.
perfect like NFL catch where like if you have a half a step on a guy, you're open, you got to hit the receiver. The receiver needs to make the catch.
Right.
Exactly what played out there. So yeah, a fun game, but as we saw, the big thing everyone's talking about was these new roughing the passer rules in response to
It's getting out of
yeah,
hand.
it's kind of overcompensating for the things that we've seen happen to Tua and to some other players around the league with concussions. Um, and look, we understand we want to protect the quarterback and all that, but man, some of these calls are just you can't make them because it's now it's not football, you
Yeah,
know.
now it's like it's football until it comes to the quarterback.
Yeah, and it can't be like that. Look, I'm all for protecting the quarterback. If quarterbacks get hit, guess what? Pull them and make sure you keep them out and don't let them get in the game too early, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to now change the rules mid-season and somehow you can't, stand too close to a quarterback without a
Right.
flag being thrown. So,
It's kind of weird because with the you want to protect the quarterback. You want to make sure the quarterback is good by all means, but again, this is a collision sport. This is the reality of playing football. All quarterbacks that sign up know, okay, I have the possibility, I'm playing football, I have the possibility to be injured or whatever the case may be. And not only is it protecting the quarterback, it's putting defensive players in danger. Chris Jones came down literally on his arm, and it was a regular sack. You would think it was just a regular, sack fumble, and he got possession of the ball, whatever. And I was confused because I was like, oh, what are they reviewing? And it's roughing the passer, and it's like the guy put his arm down. He's a big guy. You're gonna have 300 out or 300-pound linemen coming down on their wrists. You could possibly break your wrist. You could possibly have injuries in your arm or whatever the case may be. And it's like, okay, so what is it? You want to protect NFL players or you want to protect the quarterback? And it's like, it's just out of hand. Even the thing with Tom Brady,
yeah.
it's just like, at what point? At some point, I thought it was just like, okay, roughing the passer is just gonna be like, ball. The QB gets rid of the ball. After he gets rid of the ball, takes a hit. All right, that's roughing the passer. You're doing too much. But a simple sack, it's like you can't even. How do you, as a defensive player, how do you put fear into a quarterback, and how do you put that type of like? You think Lawrence? Imagine how many roughing the passer calls Lawrence Taylor would have got. How many roughing the passer calls Mike Singletary or Dick would get? Like
Yeah,
it's just
look, it's insane, and you know, we don't even have to compare errors because
yeah. I mean that's
a lot of stuff they did wouldn't be allowed at this point, and we've seen the game kind of transition into more skill and finesse versus power and
And
brute
grit.
force and
Yeah.
these type of things. That being said, yeah, we can't have roughing the passer getting called the way this is happening. We know this is overcompensation for some of the things that's happened, but this is just becoming too much, and it affects the game, right? The Chiefs win this by 1 point. Now, if the Raiders win this game, right? If they would have just been able to kick a field goal to go up by 2, we would have been sitting here and saying, well, that cost them the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And these games matter. And that's a
Especially a
divisional game.
divisional game.
That's a
Yeah.
divisional
At
game
that.
in the supposedly greatest division in football right now. And you're going to decide games because that came in a crucial moment towards the end of the half while the Chiefs were trying to cut into that lead that the Raiders started off with.
Right.
And, that's the Raiders did score after that, after they got to keep the ball, too.
That.
So, and that could have been 7 points the other way for the Chiefs. And now instead the Raiders get 3 points. So that's a 10-point swing potentially.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That the refs took into their own hands because they need to overcompensate. And I'm sure of this too. I'm also sure that it's not that referee crew just decided, oh, we're gonna do this. I'm sure there was a memo or some sort of thing go out from the league saying, we want you to call more roughing the passers in this situation or that situation. So the same way the NFL is stepping in and kind of pressuring these refs to watch out for certain things, they also need to find a way to, stabilize these calls and make it so,
it's more
okay,
consistent.
you could maybe protect the quarterback a little more in some cases, but you can't change the outcome of games off, these random these random little roughing the passer calls that are not roughing the passer.
Right. Yeah, it's getting out of hand.